Hi, welcome everybody to Gem's channel, where no subjects too hard and no subjects taboo. Today I'm going to talk, and this is embarrassing for many of us, constipation. I myself suffer constipation. I suffered constipation since I was a child. Now, constipation can be the result of many things. Here's my co-host today, Sahara, and it can be from medications that you're taking. It can be irritable bowel syndrome. It can be, there's a variety of reasons: Crohn's disease, diverticulitis, diverticular disease, which I also have. There's a lot of factors that give you constipation, including not drinking enough water and also the food you eat. Now, for me, I have to take Movicol, Movicol, but a very efficient way to relieve constipation is Epsom salts. Now, I really wanted to explore this. What I have found, especially in women, is that they have constipation, and they've found that there is a link between them and a child, that they were constipated as a child. And when you look at the history, there's a history of trauma. And I don't think this has been explored fully enough. My sister, when I was growing up, used to get these terrible stomach pain. I can remember I was in grade 7, I was 12 years old. My sister is 3 years younger than me, and she was rushed off from school in an ambulance because she had stomach pain and a temperature. They got her to hospital. There's nothing wrong. Later, much later in life, we now know what the cause was. We grew up in a very toxic, dysfunctional family. In fact, I have done videos about my sexual abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse. My father was a violent alcoholic and a gambler, and he physically assaulted my mother. There was one time he broke a beer bottle over her head. Another time he poured petrol over her, and he hit her. I once stood up to him and I got punched. So children with stomach pain and stomach aches of unknown origin could be a reflection of what's going on at home. It could be that there's violence going home, or it could be, hello gorgeous, it could be even abuse. My co-host is being good today, Sahara. She's being a good dog today. She must like about the talk about constipation. Not that she suffers from constipation. Another thing with constipation is to have good gut health, to have pre and probiotics, and as well as Movicol, I take Metamucil for fiber. But anyway, I just wanted to bring up that there is probably a link to trauma and constipation. Oh, there goes my co-host. Goodbye, Sahara. And you'll find that PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, that one of the signs and symptoms will be constipation. And I think that there should be done a lot more research into why a mental illness affects us. But you've got to remember that if you have a pain in your finger, the body is affected because, like the song goes, this bone's connected to the Y bone's connected to the, and so forth. We are a whole body. The whole body is a system of electricity and of chemical interactions going on all the time. And trauma will come out, it can also come in out. So trauma is related to irritable bowel syndrome and possibly to diverticular disease, but definitely there is a connection between constipation and trauma. I am no doctor, and the other thing is when you've had a lifelong, remember I've discussed this in other videos about neuroplasticity of the brain and neural pathways. When your brain is trained and you have been constipated childhood and then into your 20s, you'll be constipated into your 30s, you'll be constipated into your 40s, because your brain has been trained to hold on. And that's the other thing that constipation is. It's holding on to literally shit. And by shit, we mean all the toxic things that happen to you. So the traumas, the toxic things that happen to you mentally and emotionally that you hold on to, your bowel is the vessel that holds on to crap, poo, shit, whatever. And if you get constipated too, by not eliminating waste, you're getting toxic. So in other words, a toxic situation, holding on to toxicity, negativity, is another connection with constipation. Louise Hayes had it right. For example, bladder infections. When you have bladder, you're angry, you're pissed off, you get a bladder infection. So constipation is holding on to literally shit. Unfortunately, as I said, because it's not as simple as I'm making that out, because as I said, there's other factors that come into play. You can have diseases that affect your bowel as well. But I'm talking about where there is no idiopathic cause, and idiopathic means a cause. So there's no illness, there's no disease, there's no you're not taking medication that's causing you to be constipated. There's no reason why you are constipated. It's because you're holding on to shit. So the best method is drink lots and lots of water and let it go. And that's very well said. I found for me that I, throughout my life, have limited my water intake because I have a bladder irritability. And I was told by a specialist, shut up co-host, I'm talking, that to limit my fluids. But by limiting your fluids, if you're not drinking enough, your bladder will take all the water away, so the waste in your bladder is drying out and it's getting harder and harder to eliminate. The other major cause of constipation is opioids. Opioids are one of the worst things for constipation. Heroin, and you can get really, really sick if you don't eliminate your bowels. Because think about it, your shit is made out of E. coli, which is a bacteria which is eating all the leftover waste that your body, so you've eaten a meal and E. coli then gets to work on the waste and also the dead cells and everything else in your body. And that's why it is brown, that's why it smells, that's all E. coli. Alright, I think we've talked enough about a embarrassing topic, but if you have a problem, it's hard to go to the doctor and say, I'm constipated, because in the old days when I was nursing, the thing we did for constipation was give you a soap and water enema. And sometimes enemas are probably the last resort. The other thing that can cause constipation is iron supplements. So if you are constipated, you have to eliminate causes. Do you have a disease? Do you have an intolerance to some sort of food? Are you on certain medications? Are you using illicit drugs? Are you drinking alcohol? Or is it trauma-based? And if it is trauma-based, you need to get help. You need counselling. Please be quiet, Sahara. Sorry, she's interrupting again. She wants the attention. And it's not a nice topic to have, but we have to be healthy, and healthy means eliminating our bowels, means going to the toilet, doing a number 2, and making sure that we do a number 2 completely. And the other thing I have to say is for people who are older who get free bowel checks from your doctor for cancer to do a number 2, do it please, because it saves lives. I lost a cousin to bowel cancer at the age of 26. So bowel cancer isn't just an old person's disease. So if this talk has raised a concern, a health concern with you, please seek medical attention, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Love you very much. The other thing that can, and I've already discussed it, is diverticular disease, which is to do with polyps. Okay, I just reinstate, I am not a doctor. The only medical training I have done is nursing. So please seek a health professional because you matter Every life matters. Cherish every moment. Love the best you can. And I love you. Thanks for watching and discussing a topic that we are all embarrassed about. We don't like, the thought of anything near our bum hole, but it is important that we have healthy number twos. Bye.